year, Manoa had a 6.5% walk rate. This year, he's at 14.9%.
Oh,
That's bottom 6%
that's ugly.
of the league.
That is ugly.
That is ugly. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 450 Dead Center Baseball channel. Chris here with Daniel.
Guys.
Hey, we're talking about a very spicy topic today, and this is whether ALEK Manoah should get sent down to the minors to figure a couple things out because he's not looking good compared to last year. And by that, I mean he sucks this year.
He is so bad. Like, it's actually brutal how bad he is.
It's kind of crazy. Like, you know, going into it, we're like, oh, Manoah's like one of those guys in the league who you just know will give you a good 6 innings. And now, like, he threw like 3 innings in Tampa. It's been bad. All season, he's been terrible, except against the Yankees and the Bronx, which is kind of weird because that's like probably the biggest start he's had this year in terms of non-opening day type things. So, yeah, what do you think of Manoah?
It's been ugly. Like, it's bad. Like, this is giving me 2020... I almost said 2021. 2022 Yusei Kikuchi flashbacks.
Yeah, even like last year, Barrios flashbacks as well, because at least
Yeah.
Barrios is like very proven. And now Barrios is back to his normal self. But this year we got Manoah it's bad. And the thing is, I think the number one thing last year, we're going to go into the stats right away. Last year, Manoah had a 6.5% walk rate. This year, he's at 14.9%.
Oh,
That's bottom 6% of the league.
That is ugly.
That is ugly. And yeah, his ERA is 5.
Bottom 6% of the league?
Yeah, bottom 6% of the league. That's
I didn't
bad.
realize he was that bad. That's brutal. That's like up there with the what's the guy's name? What's the guy's name that keeps pouncing around from team to team to pitch?
There's a lot of guys like that.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about though, right? The guy
I think
on
so.
Texas and Oakland and
Yeah.
Baltimore one. Yeah, I don't want to.
Yeah. So the thing is, remember last year when we were like, wow, Kikuchi's really bad in terms of walk rate? Because Kikuchi was bad with walks last year. Manoah is 2 whole percentages higher than what Kikuchi was last year, and Kikuchi was bottom 3% at the end of the year last year. So it's bad for Manoah. It's bad. And obviously a lot of people will say, oh, it's pitch calm, you know, but dude, it's basically June now. It's May 28th. Like you have to figure it out by then. Bassett figured it out in one start.
It's like I know you'll read off the rest of the stats, but just me watching him, he looks defeated. Like just from a visual, he looks defeated. There's no fire. It looks like in him anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. No, I shouldn't say anymore. There's just no. It just doesn't look. He doesn't look comfortable. He doesn't look confident. Yeah, the guy that we had, going into playoffs, that kind of Manoah, he's disappeared, and it's really spiraled since that first playoff start he had.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pull up his baseball savants from this year and last year. Last year, his average exit velocity was 73rd percentile. This is out of 100, so 100's the best, and then 0's the worst. So last year, he was 73rd percentile in average exit velocity. This year, he's 47th. Hard hit percentage, he was 92nd percentile, so top 8% of the league. This year, he's 26th percent, which sucks.
Oh, wow.
Expected ERA and expected xWOBA, is 71st percentile last year. This year, 8. That's bad. Expected batting average, 66th percentile last year. This year, 17th percentile.
Oh my gosh.
Expected slugging, 75th percentile last year. This year, 19th percentile. Barrel percentage, 80th last year. This year, 43rd percentile. Everything is low. These are the 2 biggest ones. K percentile, Manoah was 50 overall, like smack bang in the middle last year. This year, he's the 20th percentile. And we went over the walk rate. Last year, Manoah was in the 70th percentile. This year, he's in the 6th percentile. That's bad.
And to me, Chris, it's a couple pitches that he's just not throwing well. And the big one is his slider.
His slider has been it's been
like I don't know if you can find. I don't know if you can find on there like this. Oh, can you? Okay, go ahead. Because I was just watching it. He is missing like out into the left-hander's batter's box like crazy.
You want to hear the batting average on the slider last year compared to this year?
Let's do that.
So last year, 2022, his slider had a batting average of 190 and an expected batting average of 218. This
Gross.
year, okay, the stats don't really back this up, but the batting average this year on the slider is 314, but the expected batting average is 223. So that leads me to believe he's getting a little unlucky in that, as the expected batting average is very similar between the 2 years. But you can't be giving up a 314 batting average with your slider. He's got a 273 batting average against his four-seam fastball and a 308 batting average against his changeup this year. The only pitch that's putting people away is his sinker, which is a 238 batting average, which was
Honestly, like I get expected batting average and like it being him lucky or not, or
yeah,
unlucky or lucky, but like at the end of the day, if they're hitting 313 off your slider, something's wrong. You could say
exactly,
how unlucky it is, I don't whatever, but yeah, if you're batting 313 off one pitch, that pitch is not working.
for
And
sure.
I don't know if he's off balance. I don't know if it's the pitch calm. I don't know what it is, but he looks lost. And this
He
is
does look lost. Yeah,
I'll
he doesn't
transition.
have a put away pitch. Last
Yeah,
year, it was actually his best put away pitch was the four seam fastball. This year, it's also the four seam fastball, but
but
like
it doesn't
3%
complement
less of the
anything.
time.
You know what I mean?
No,
He
you're
doesn't have
exactly.
anything to complement it,
Like
and
last
that's the
year,
problem.
four seam slider and sinker were all 20% put aways. This year he has nothing over 20% in the put away category. So it's just not looking good. Everything is bad. Like this year, like I said, the 238 batting average on his sinker is higher than all four of his pitches last year. So nothing is working and something needs to get done. I don't know what you have to do. Like, do we send him to the minors, Daniel?
Honestly, at this point, well, like okay, first of all, he has options to the minors still. Let's be real.
Yes. He's never
So
been sent down. So
that's good, and I don't think the age part of it starts until 26, right? Where after a certain age, you have to get automatically put on waivers. I don't know exactly
maybe I don't really know the
what
rules
it
for
is, but
that.
as far as I know, he has options. Um, and at this point, like, should he go down? It's kind of like, well, like he's either gonna go down and face AAA guys, and he'll probably dominate, which could be good and he could boost the confidence, or he can still try to find some good competition here and struggle. I don't know if you're as the Jays, if you're in a position to do that, because let's be real, if you send Manoa down, who steps into the pitching role?
That's what I was going to ask you
Right?
because I'm going to look at the Buffalo Bisons right now. I don't think they have anybody even close to being called
Like the
up.
first guy that came to my mind was Drew Hutchinson in the
And
minors, but I don't even know how he's doing. And
he's
even
been
then, do you really
bad.
want Drew Hutchinson up here? Like, and I like Nate Pearson coming out of the pen. I think he's doing a great job. I don't want to put him in
No,
the
you can't put
yeah.
like
And like
Nate
if
Pearson's killing it right now.
yeah, and if Mitch White was healthy, okay, maybe I could see the case you run him down for a couple like weeks and then bring him back up. Like I can understand that.
Yeah.
Also, if the Jays were like 16 games above 500, I could see that. But no, we're literally 500, maybe a game or two above, right? Like
Around there, yeah.
there's no um room for error this year, and it's very alarming. So do we send him down? Honestly, I don't think you can afford to. I think the holes in the Jays pitching, and we were blindsided by, we were fools. We thought, hey, this could be a great pitching staff this year. There's so much depth. No, it's really showing out here, Chris.
Yeah, and looking at the AAA pitching numbers, it's pretty bad. Casey
Yeah.
Lawrence has got a 5 ERA. Hayden
Don't bring
Junger,
Casey Loris up.
he's thrown the most innings, so that's probably the most important thing. So he's definitely starting. Hayden Younger's got a 6.49 ERA. Hatch has got a 4.70. Hutchison's got a 5.70. Yosfer Zulueta's got a 5.32. Luke Bard's got a 5.47. Zach Thompson's got a 7.62. Like, no one's
Yeah.
good. The only good pitcher is Paul Fry. He's thrown 24 innings, and I don't even think he's a starter. No, he's
Oh,
got
he's a
three.
real
He's got 3 wins, so maybe he's a reliever.
he's a like a middle inning guy.
Exactly. He's like the only guy with like a good ERA on this team.
Still,
Bowden
Paul,
Francis, he's thrown 11 innings, but he's a reliever
so
as
Paul
well.
Fry is a journeyman. Like, do I really want him to replace Alex Manoah on a team that's
How old is
supposed to be
Paul Fry?
contending for the World Series? That's the big thing.
Yeah,
That
Paul Fry's
this is a
30.
World Series window for this team, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been nothing but failure so far.
Yes, exactly.
And
And
I'm going. Sorry, I'll keep going.
yep.
I'm going all the way back to 2020, 2020 when they made the playoffs, got bounced first round, and 2021 miss out. 2022 get bounced in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a failure of a competitive window so far, I would say.
Yeah, it seems like we can only get 3 solid pitchers on this team. Like last year, Barrios was shitting the bed, but then we had Manoa and Gosman, and I guess,
Tripling.
tripling halfway through the season. 2021 was like Robbie Ray, and that was literally it. Like we picked up Taiwan Walker at the deadline,
Yeah.
but that was really carried by our batting that year. Now this year, Manoa's really bad, but Brios is good. Kikuchi's like a 5-starter, which we expected him to be. Though I would like for a 5-starter, I don't care what he does. Like if he gives me like 5 innings, I don't care. He's a 5-starter. But we need Manoa. Like he was supposed to be the opening day. He was the opening day starter, but we need Manoa to step
He's supposed
up.
to be the face of this rotation.
He is,
and he's just not living up to it.
Like as Blue Jay player defenders, ALEK MANOAH defenders on Twitter as we are, we can't defend him anymore. He's terrible, except when he's pitching in the Bronx against the Yankees. So hopefully we like have the worst record going into a wild card series, and we face the Yankees in the Bronx because that's the only way Manoah's going to pitch good, apparently.
Like honestly, Chris, where do we go here? I think are you if you're Ross Atkins, Mark Shapiro, are you forced to make a move this early for a pitcher? Because let's be real, this division is super competitive. It is the most competitive division in baseball.
By far.
You're dead last in it right now. You're fighting with 4 other teams that are way above 500 and all fighting for 4 playoff spots max.
Yeah. The thing is, I think you have to let Manoah work through this. He wants to get better, obviously. And there's nobody to replace him unless you make a trade. And the thing is, it's really not the pitching that's been the biggest issue besides Manoah this year. Like, sure, the bullpen and the pitching have had bad games, but in this recent stretch where we've lost like every single game against the AL East, it's been the batting. And obviously, it doesn't help the pitching when, they're trying to hold like a 1 to 2 run lead every single time. Like, score 7 runs here or there. Give Manoah like a 3 or 4 spot in the first inning. See what happens there. Don't let him pitch from behind. But then again, he shouldn't be pitching. He shouldn't make our team behind after the first inning as well.
I love ALEK MANOAH. I think he's a great. I love his competitive fire.
Yep.
I'm big fan of him. Obviously, you are too. I know. I hope he figures this out, because if he can figure this out, I think it's a good step in the right direction for this team, and maybe we could salvage a playoff spot. It is early. Who knows? I mean, at this point, when the Nationals won the World Series, they were 19 and 36 or something, right?
Bro, they were like 20 games under at the deadline.
Yeah.
Not that I like the All-Star
break. It is
break.
early. Then again, they were in a little bit of an easier division. It is early. But yeah, Manoah's got to figure out. Honestly, if it takes sending him to AAA for a couple weeks and just having to bite the bullet, if it means ALEK MANOAH's going to come back and throw 6 scoreless and 7 Ks, like I'll take it at this point, Chris.
I'll take it too. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think he'll just work through it, and we'll see what happens at the deadline. Maybe he'll get like a phantom IL stint, maybe miss a start, give him extra rest, see what happens there. But who knows? But with that being said, let us know in the comment section what you guys think will happen to Manoah. I think he'll be okay. Just people have sophomore after almost Cy Young season slumps. It happens. It happens.
People have slumps.
No, exactly. People have slumps. Like all of last year, Bo Bichette had a slump until September, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot. That's not how I want to hit." And then he was like hitting 500 in September, and now look at him this year. He's like the best player and like one of the best hitters in the league. If we want to pull up Bichette's stats here real quick,
it happens. I mean, if you want to pull up Bo's, go ahead.
All right. Holy crap.
If you want to just transition to a Bo Bichette video here, but
yeah, Bo Bichette average expected WOBA 96 percentile, expected batting average first in the entire league, expected slugging top 5%. Like you get slumps, and Bo's been amazing this year.
He's got to figure it out soon, and I'm really hoping they can just survive at this point, because if he could turn it around and this pitching rotation could turn around, then the offense is built to do what it can do. It just takes a little bit of time.
Takes a little bit of time. And we saw this last year as well, and we still made the playoffs. So with that being said, let us know in the comment section down below what you guys think of Manoah. And with that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.